this is Seasonal Talk, and the animes I'm talking about, yet again, Jormungand and Psycho-Pass, episode 3. So, let's get into it. I'm going to talk about Jormungand first. Man, this was a great episode. Jormungand episode 3, this was a great episode. It just shows that Coco does have a heart. You know, she's not cold-blooded, and she can show emotion, and when things really get tough like this, and it was just, I don't know, I felt this emotion. It just felt all this. It was a really good episode. And I have to say, R.I.P. to Renato. You know, it sucks. I mean, we only known him for maybe like what, until like this episode. You know, he died in this episode, so we only known him for like 2 episodes, and it's just like I feel sad for him though. It's just it sucks. So basically, what went down is that Heck was like, I'm gonna go kill that kid. And freaking Saul's like, that's the necessary sacrifice to have. But Renato was like, no, hold up, no, we ain't having that. We're not having that. So forget this. You're not gonna kill him. You're not gonna kill him, because if you kill him, that basically you're releasing the shackles off of Coco. If you kill him, Coco will go crazy. She'll go berserk and just start killing everybody. I mean, I don't think you want. The thing is, you might want to see that monster, don't you? And he's all smiling and stuff. And he's like, I don't know, though, but it's just like you don't want to kill him. And so he like call off Hex and stuff like that. And Hex, so he ends up calling Hex. Hex is like, I'm not backing off now. This is too fun. This is too fun. It's already started, and I already knew this was gonna happen. So it's going on regardless. And so he can't really get her to back off. But then he ends up saying some stuff. And so basically, Renato actually ends up saving Coco and Johan, because the thing is trying to go after Johan, and the thing is Johan apparently got some poison on him or whatever that crap was, and he got like extremely sick. He was about to die. I was like, oh my god, because he's like, this guy was come behind him, grabbed him, and tried to like stab him, but it didn't like he got hit because he broke it, but apparently it still got him somehow, and so he's not feeling good, couldn't even move, and he's like, just leave me here, and then he's like, no, I'm not leaving you here. So he ends up calling he ends up calling Dr. Black or Saul, and he ends up like doing some remote controls to the car to where the car starts up and stuff, and that's where they can escape. And so he's ends up there facing against Hex, and Hex is like, what? So this is interesting, huh? This is interesting. You and I are gonna be fighting and stuff, and so they end up shooting, and this is where Renato gets killed. Hex kills Renato, and you know Hex gets hit in the eye because she was using a scope, and the scope got the bullet within it, and then bam, her head. So she's okay, but that bullet went through his eye, through his head, and it was over. And so he was dead. And so that sparked the anger, the viciousness, the dragon within Coco. Because the thing is, Coco finds Renato, you know, she finds him a very, very important to her for some reason, because of the things that happened, which was in the last episode by Echo. You know, the person named Echo. She holds really dear to him. So I think that reminded her of him in that form or fashion. So she really cared about him, so she was on the phone like, he's dead. And so she's like, you're tracking Hex, right? Alright, you know, make sure you keep tracking him, because otherwise your heads will be rolling if you don't freaking, if you lose track of her. And so, this is where it gets overkill. This is where it gets overkill. And the thing is, Hex ends up telling Saul, though, that, you know, your undershaft plan is not going to work. You can't make her your puppet. It's not going to work. But he still thinks he can do it, but so Hex, you know, she's been hurt. She all hurt. You know, she's in a cave, and there's still like 2 people with her because the only ones that survived. And then like, hey, we got some food and stuff, food and water. And then all of a sudden, you see this plane, and she's like, oh my God, it's an American plane. You know, this is good. But that plane was not for you, son. Well, it is for you, because that thing was a bomber plane, and that plane, I don't know how many nukes that was. Just dropped it all down and did like a line. It was just. You couldn't just get a guy to hunt her down, kill her or something that you could use bombs. You're gonna use bombs. It's just, I was like, dang. I was like, that is so cold. That is so cold. I was like, oh my God. And yeah, she got blown up to bits. I mean, she's not alive. There's no way. So at the end of this episode, we end up seeing Saul, and he kind of like thinks back on both Hex and Renato, you know, right arm, left arm and stuff. He's kind of like talking to himself. So he's going a little crazy himself, because he's like, I lost both arms doing this whole thing with this whole massacre, this craziness. This is stupid. This is stupid. And so he's like, you're gonna do something. He's gonna try something, because he's like, forget this crap. So, like I said, this was a good episode. It's just, like I said, Coco, you get her mad, she just goes all out. She wasn't even playing. Like I said, this was overkill. There was no need for her to get this fighter plane to drop these bombs all over her. Like this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, Saul ended up hearing about this because he knows about Hex and stuff, and so Hex is dead, and he's like, that's why he kind of got mad about that. And he was surprised too, because the thing is, before Hex died and stuff, he's like, you better watch your back. Well, Hex did die, but he didn't know, and he all telling Coco, you better watch your back about with Hex and everything like that. But she don't have to do that anymore, because that girl got blown to smithereens. Yeah. Like, seriously. I was like, oh my god. So like I said, this was a great episode. Coco actually draws a tear and stuff, So it was good. It was good. For some reason, Coco was starting to try to feel better because Valmet trying to make her feel better, and she started freaking groping her or boobs and stuff. I'm like, what the heck? I was like, what the heck was this all about? But yeah, so let's go on to Psycho-Pass now. Yeah. Now, Psycho-Pass. This Psycho-Pass episode 3, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. It just does a little more explanation to the whole system, and there's like a place apparently that blocks these the Dominators basically. So it is very interesting. It is very interesting. So this place is basically the place that creates the drones and stuff like that, and does a lot of the debugging. So there's nothing wrong with them, and so that's what they're going to. Apparently, there's like this guy in there. In that place that have killed 3 people already, and so they're trying to figure out what's going on. And this guy that owns the place wants it just to be an accident, but they're thinking it's a murder. So they're like, this is probably some kind of murder, and this guy's just trying to pass off an accident because they don't want to lose any productivity in their factory, because they don't want to lose any of that kind of stuff. And the thing is, they couldn't really do a thorough check because they wanted to use their Dominators to actually check them. Because the thing is, you can't use the Dominators in there because it blocks off the radio waves or whatever the wave is that connects you to the gun, so the gun won't even activate. So it's just a scrap, just some metal, it's a scrap of metal. And so, with that being said, they're trying to figure out a plan to see who the killer is and stuff like that. The thing is, there was something strange about this from the beginning. Akane couldn't figure it out for like something's like she thought it was just an accident, but everyone else was like, this is a murder. Something's going on. We just gotta figure out how to find the murderer. And so they're looking at the records of people's psycho meters and stuff like that, and there's one person that had their meter a little bit different, and it was like a greenish yellow, and so there's something off about this character. And so then what Kogami does, Kogami actually tries to lure him and see, because there's 2 things are going to happen. Either he's not going to try to take the bait and he's not the killer, he wouldn't be affected by this, or you'll be affected by this and we'll know. He's basically he's going to test him and see if we'll know, because things don't want to just randomly put someone in jail for no reason. And so he ends up, and the thing is, Akane had a little issue when it came to Genoza. Because the thing is, Genoza apparently has some issues with Masaoka, Tomomi Masaoka. Apparently something's going on between them. I wonder what happened in their past, because he doesn't necessarily like his intuition, because he always knows what's going on and stuff, so he doesn't like his intuition. So he's wondering what's going on. Not wondering what's going on, but he doesn't like how he acts or operates and stuff. So something must have happened between them. So I'm curious to what happened between them exactly, to why Genoza doesn't like him at all, because I mean, he is just a latent criminal and stuff. So he kind of brings that up. But so this is when Kogami ends up doing his plan to try to lure him, and so he ends up grabbing the dude that has Psycho-Pass a little off, and so he tries to talk to him, and it's like, I know you're the killer, I know you did this and this and this and stuff, and he just pushed him to the edge, and apparently he snapped, and it really was this guy. It really was him, because he ends up operating the drones to attack and all this stuff. He's really good with it, so we know it's him. And so he's driving the drone, and he's trying to attack Kogami and Akane and everything. And they're running, and that's when Kagari and Kunazuka come in. They're trying to stop him, and so that's what they did. They stop him, and then Kogami's dogging. He likes the thrill of battle. Apparently, he loves the thrill. He's all dogging and stuff like that, and ends up using the Dominators because he can actually use it within the area that they made it in, and it ends up exploding, blowing him up. Now, actually, the first thing, he actually knocked out the person. So it was only in the safety mode, where it's like the knockout mode, and then it switched it to the destruction mode. And I think the Dominators are pretty cool. I'll admit, this thing can actually destroy metal like other metals. It's pretty cool. He shoots it and just destroys the whole machine, destroys the whole drone. I was like, okay, well, that's pretty epic. And so they finally got him. She made the right decision. She was thinking about Kogami, because she's like, he likes the thrill of battle and stuff. He must be a detective, but the way he acted was like more of like a carnivore. So yeah. So like I said, this was a good episode. We're getting more insight when it comes to Kogami and him and his detective work, and we're seeing like a feud going on with Genoza and Masaoka. So there's something going on with that. So I'm curious, Masako or something, you know, the guy Tomomi. So I'm curious what's happening between them two. Akane's still learning through all this stuff, so she's just there for the ride at this moment. She's just trying to, she's trying to find what's right and wrong, you know. Because the thing is, Genoza is one of the people that follow the system to a T. He's like, we have to follow the system, otherwise there's no, we don't do anything. Basically, that's what it is. But she's like, no, we need to be detectives and actually try to solve this and find what's right and wrong instead of just listening to this computerized system, you know. So like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what the next episode holds. Same with Jormungand. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the next episode of that as well. Leave your comments below and tell me what you think of the episodes down below when it comes to Jormungand or Psychopaths, because we're talking about here. Like I said, I do like the characters of all these series right now, and they're very promising. I'm really enjoying both these series right now. I'm glad I'm even talking about them, because I really do enjoy these series right now. And I'm like, again, I love Psychopaths art. The art style is really good. You know, there's like a yaoi scene-ish kind of thing for the girls, you know, when we see Kogami like all coming. I think it was training. He was training, had a shirt off, and people, you know. So that was for the girls right there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I know the girls would like that, but yeah. So like I said, this was good. This was good. This was good. You know. So leave comments, tell me what you think. Like this review and subscribe, or not review, but the discussion, and subscribe to my channel if you want to see some more seasonal talk from me. So yeah, it's been the Thabreakmaster, and until then, break out.